Hey faves, it's your girl Ace Your Faves, and I'm back again with another YouTube video. In my last video, we touched on resilience, what it meant, and we also touched on how to be resilient and what the benefits are. But today I want to talk about the 7 C's of resilience. So the 7 C's of resilience is a framework by Dr. Kenneth Ginsburg, which are essentially building blocks for bouncing back from adversity. With the 7 C's are competence, confidence, connection, character, contribution, coping, and control. Okay, so then we're going to break down what each C means. So for number 1, we have competence. Know when you have the skills to handle situations effectively, build through experience and learning, which we talked about this a little bit in the last YouTube video that I did. But the experiences that you go through in life, as I said before, there are lessons in those experiences. You know what I'm saying? Everything that you go through in life, you know what I'm saying, each gives you tools to what you're gonna need for in the future, for if you was to go through a similar situation. You know what I'm saying? These tools in life, which would be experience or knowledge that you know from past situations or experiences, is gonna help you move forward in the future. You know what I'm saying? The second one is confidence. A belief in your own abilities, stemming from competence and encouragement. You have to believe in yourself. Confidence is a big key. You can't be self-conscious. You can't have, you know what I'm saying, low self-esteem. Be confident in yourself. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care how nobody feels about you. How you feel about yourself is how you're going to represent yourself in this world. You know what I'm saying? If you represent yourself in this world as scary or, you know, unconfident, you don't know what you're talking about, you don't know, you know, so you don't even trust yourself. How you expect other people to trust you? How you expect other people to look up to you and you're not even confident in yourself? Be confident in yourself. Be confident in what you're saying. Be confident in how you feel, whether other people agree with it or not. Be true to yourself, you know. The third one is connection. Having strong, supportive relationships with family, friends, or community. Now, I said this before. That doesn't mean that those toxic connections in your life, you know what I'm saying, where it's holding you back, you keep those and be strong with this. No. Hold on to those people in your life who support you, who uplift you, who are there for you, whether they're helping you by giving you something physically or not. You know what I'm saying? A good talk, you know what I'm saying, words alone, you know what I'm saying, uplifting you is more than enough. You know what I'm saying? That holds weight. That definitely holds weight. You know what I'm saying? I've had experience where sometimes I couldn't physically give people anything, you know what I'm saying, or help them with, you know what I'm saying, whether they needed money to get their situation or somewhere to stay or, you know what I'm saying, to get to work, whatever. Me speaking to them alone and uplifting them and giving them words of encouragement, you know what I'm saying, alone was more than enough, you know what I'm saying. And I've heard before, you know what I'm saying, you know what you said to me, I really felt good after, you know what I'm saying. Those words stuck with me, you know, and while I'm going through life, I've heard many people come back and tell me, you know what you said, you were right, you know what I'm saying, and I should have listened to you when you told me what you said. And I hold that dear to my heart because sometimes you may not feel like that was a lot or that would have meant anything to anybody, but it really does. You know what I'm saying? You'll be very surprised of how much your word and what you say to people holds weight. Okay. Number 4. Actually, going back to number 3, with the connections. you know, and I've said this in a past video too, even if you don't feel like you have supportive connections around you physically, you know what I'm saying, whether it's family, friends, whoever, you feel like you're not connecting with them, we are in times today where you hop on social media, you know what I'm saying, whether it's through the comments, whether you go on live, whether you end up making a YouTube video, you know what I'm saying, there are people all around the world who support you. You know what I'm saying? People go through the same similar situations that what you're going through, and they might feel a connection with you. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? Let's build a community. And you might end up having a whole community standing behind you, but online. You know, even if it's not here in the physical, you know that all apart in the world or all around the U.S. or wherever you stay at, that you have a community behind you, that you could get online, or you could go and receive or even give some encouraging messages and be there for each other. Because like I said, words hold weight, you know what I'm saying? Even if you can't physically provide or support people, whether it's with money or whatever it is that they need, you giving words of encouragement and good affirmations and good advice for whatever situations people are going through, that sticks with people. It really does. Number 4, character. A strong moral compass, including empathy, honesty, and integrity. And that is also very important. Who you are says a lot about you. You know what I'm saying? Your character is very important. You can't be so nasty and so rude. Okay? And you listen, nobody's gonna be around that, and honestly, I feel like who you are really attracts the people who's around you, or you know, I don't know how to really put that, but for me personally, I feel like if you do good, you speak good, you know what I'm saying, you are, you know what I'm saying, and I know everybody's not perfect, you know what I'm saying, everybody has a limit, everybody, you know, there's boundaries, you know what I'm saying, that's not what I'm saying, because sometimes I know you do have to be a little, they consider me, but I call it standing on your boundaries, you know what I'm saying, standing up for yourself. That's totally different than being just a completely disgusting person, you know what I'm saying, you judging others, you know what I'm saying, you talking bad about other people's situations, saying, oh, that'll never be me, you know what I'm saying, that has gotten a lot of people in trouble, you know what I'm saying, and I can even say for myself that I have been there before, and I have stopped, because it could be you at any day, you know what I'm saying, no matter how hard you believe that, it might not hit you where in that specific area, but it might hit you somewhere else. So, what else? Bullying people off rip, you know what I'm saying, just having a nasty attitude, a nasty spirit, that's not good. That's not good at all, you know what I'm saying. You want to have a clean spirit, a clean heart, you know what I'm saying, because I would believe that what you put out is what you're going to get back. So definitely having good character, good morals, okay, respect for others, empathy, being kind-hearted, uplifting others. You see somebody, and sometimes people even feel like they're better than others, whether it's because of their looks or what they have, but at the end of the day, everybody is unique in their own way. Not everybody has a goal of having everything that you want, or, you know what I'm saying, what you have in life. Some people are just happy with having a simple life. Some people don't want to have name brand things. Some people don't want to have the big fancy cars and the big nice house. Some people want a little apartment to themselves. They have their plants and their cat. That doesn't mean that you're better than them. That's the life that they want, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's life is unique. Let's stop judging and comparing ourselves to others, you know what I'm saying? Let's not get in a habit, and if you are in the habit of doing that, let's stop. Let's stop. Okay? Number 5, contribution. Feeling you make a difference by helping others, which builds purpose and gratitude. me doing these videos alone, I feel like it's me contributing back to my community. I feel like even if 5 people watch the video, 2, 1 person watched the video, you know, I feel as though I'm helping my community by making a difference and speaking out, you know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking positivity and helping and giving my community coping strategies of whatever it is, you know, that they're going through. I'm sharing my life experiences with the world and my supporters, because I know people go through similar situations, and I just share how I cope with it, how I heal, how I tackle it, how I move forward, how I stay resilient, you know. And some people, you know what I'm saying, you might feel like it's not needed, but at the end of the day, if it helps 1 person, 2 people, 5 people, I'm okay with that, because I helped you get through whatever situation it is you're going, whether it's physically, spiritually, mentally, you know. I feel like I'm doing my part in contributing and giving back to my community by me speaking up and me speaking life into other people. Number 6, healthy strategies for managing stress and disappointment. I think I touched on this a little bit in my last YouTube video. Like healthy coping strategies. For me, my go-to is always meditating and grounding. Any stress or anything, like if I go through like a disappointing situation, say something didn't go the way that I wanted it to, I'm not, in which I used to, sometimes I used to be down and sad that things didn't work out, but instead now I go talk about it, maybe not to other people, because, you know, sometimes I feel like some people don't understand where I'm coming from, you know. But I understand where I'm coming from. So I might go journal. Excuse me. I might go journal. Or I might sit in my room and actually talk this situation out loud. Like I'm talking, like it'll be like I'm talking to myself, but I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to God, you know, I'm having a conversation. And that helps me feel a lot better, because once I'm saying it out loud and I'm talking about it, I'm like thinking like, okay, well, there was a lesson in this, or you know what, probably the reason why it didn't work out, because, you know what I'm saying, that's not even really what I want, you know, because sometimes like you might be going after something and really deep down inside you know that's not what you want. You're just settling for something that's available, and that's not good. That's not good. Don't settle at all in life. If that's a quick tip, do not settle for nothing that you know you're not aligned with, or you know that's not what you envision for yourself, whether now or in the future. So my go-to, meditating. Like if it was spring or summertime, I would go outside and I would sit outside and just no music. If I'm scrolling on TikTok, sometimes I might just turn my phone off and just listen to the birds, enjoy the sun, put my feet in the grass, breathe in, breathe out, and just relax and sit there. And if you don't have a backyard, you know what I'm saying, go to your nearest park, go to your nearest lake. You know what I'm saying? I love going to my lake. I think it's like 15 minutes from my house. And I used to go there and just walk. No phone, just looking at the trees, just listening, being active, being in touch with my senses, you know. And after that walk, I would feel so much better, so much relieved. Like the stress that I came with and the worries that was on my mind, it just disappeared. Or I feel like I might have clarity, like after walking and just talking or thinking about what it is that's on my mind, and maybe a solution might pop up. Whether it was a thought in my mind, or somebody text me or call me, you know what I'm saying, the solution is solved. Okay? And even if the solution doesn't get solved right then and there, just that coping strategy alone of just clearing out my energy of being stressed or depressed or feeling clouded, when I go home, I'm like, okay, well, let me look at the situation with the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? What can I do? Is there anything that I can do? And sometimes the situation might be out of your control and there's nothing that you can't do. And I had to get used to letting go of what's no longer in my control. If I can't control it, if I don't got it, I can't give it. Okay, I stand by that, you know what I'm saying? And I can't feel bad about it because there's nothing I can do. It's nothing I can do. So, and I'm not going to stress about it. I'm not going to cry about it. I'm not going to give myself a headache over something that I can't control. I give it up to God, you know what I'm saying? My spirit team, and that's what it is. If I don't got it, I can't give it. I can't do nothing. I already thought about all the possible ways that I can solve this situation or what I can do, and it's come up to a dead end. Pray about it, release it. And I'm not thinking about it anymore at all. It is what it is. Okay. And number 7, control. Understanding you have choices and can influence outcomes rather than being a victim of circumstances. You are in control of your life. If you do not like the situation that you're in, you are in control. You can change it. You're not stuck. You're not helpless. You're not a victim. Okay? You can get up out of it. I don't care what it is, and I don't care what it is you have to sacrifice. Okay? Sometimes it requires you to let something go in order for you to gain something back, whether it's peace. Okay, that job is stressing you out and it's causing you health complications and whatnot, but oh, you're worried about, you know what I'm saying, how the bill's gonna get paid and have faith that something better is going to come along the way and align with you. Okay, don't feel like you're stuck. Don't feel like you can't get up out of it. You are in control. Ain't nobody else is in control of your life. Sometimes we get in these prisons in our minds because we feel as though that we're not in control of our lives. And which I understand, because I feel like with everything that's going on, okay, in the world, with our system, with the government, all that working, you know what I'm saying, family-wise, we've been conditioned to feel as though we're not in control of ourselves. And that's not true. You are in control of yourself. You do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? You're free. You don't want to work that job anymore. You don't have to work that job anymore. You don't want to live here anymore. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to live here anymore. You can live the life that you want to live. You got to put that work in. And you have to be ready to sacrifice things that you may feel like is important to your life, but you really want those things that you really want. You're gonna have to sacrifice. You're gonna have to come about something. And that's just the truth. And me, I have gotten used to coming up off some shit. Okay, I have no problem letting anybody go. I have no problem letting anything go, anything materialistic, because at the end of the day, all of this, when we're gone, it's not coming with us. You know, so the people, they're not going with you. So you live the life that, you know what I'm saying, you want to live. Make those changes. You're in control. Don't let nobody make you feel like, you know what I'm saying, they're in control of you. You're your own person. You got your own mind. You got your own spirit. All of us in this world, we came here with a mission, a purpose. Stay aligned. Pray about it. Journal about it. Ask. You know what I'm saying? Ask to, you know what I'm saying, be guided. Sometimes it takes you to have to be like, you know what? What am I supposed to be doing right now? Stay in control. You know what I'm saying? Break free. Especially from these societal standards and whatnot. You know, don't let society make you feel like you're trapped and you can't move out of wherever it is, whether it's a situation, a friend group, a relationship, around family, a job. You're in control. You're in control of your life. Okay. So that's the 7 C's. Competence, connection, character, contribution, coping, and control. How do we build them? How to build competence? Allow safe mistakes. Focus on strengths. Like I said, life isn't perfect. You're going to go through bad experiences. You're going to go through good experiences. You know what I'm saying? Allow yourself to make mistakes. Now, I don't even feel like I want to touch on like religion because that's like an even deeper, but I grew up in a Christian household. You know what I'm saying? 7-day Adventist, Hebrew Israelite, Christian, you know. And for me, I don't feel like those spaces allowed me to make mistakes. I feel like it chastised or punished or made us feel bad for sinning, you know, or making mistakes in life, you know. But God gave us the opportunity to make mistakes in life and to learn from them. Life is a learning experience, you know what I'm saying? I had to break free from all that, and me on my spiritual path I have definitely seen a significant improvement within myself and my journey and who I am. Instead of feeling bad for living, I know I'm gonna make mistakes in life, you know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect, you know? But it's not intentional. You just don't know. It's all of our first time here on earth living. Every day, every new day that you go into, it's a new day that you have never experienced. You don't know. We don't know. But when you go through those experiences and you've learned from it, make sure to try not to make those same mistakes again. That's where it comes into. Focus on your strengths. You know what I'm saying? Be resilient. How to build confidence. Acknowledge successes and avoid shaming. Stop talking to yourself badly. Stop talking down on yourself. Stop saying you can't do it. Stop saying, you know what I'm saying, it's not meant for you and da-da-da. You can do it. Look at where you are. Whether if it's small accomplishments. You graduated high school. You know what I'm saying? That, even though that may seem like simple, oh yeah, everybody finished high school. Some people haven't even finished high school, you know what I'm saying? And not to knock those, because, hey, at the end of the day, it might not have been in your path. And I've seen people who didn't finish high school, you know what I'm saying? And they're still successful today in whatever path they follow, you know? You end up getting a car. That's the big success. You don't have to depend on anybody to take you to and from work, you know? Simple stuff like that. Or it's just, you know what I'm saying, you had a weight goal. You lost weight, you know what I'm saying? Or you was trying to gain weight. You gained weight. You wanted a new friend. You made a new friend. Okay. You was looking for a job. You got a job. Say you set a small goal to say, you know what, tomorrow I'm going to get up and I'm going to go to the gym. Or tomorrow I'm going to get up and I'm going to get A, B, and C done. And you got up the next day and you did A, B, and C. You got up and you went to the gym. Be confident in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Acknowledge the success that you've accomplished. Whether how small the goal is or how big the goal is. Avoid shaming yourself. You know what I'm saying? Even if you woke up and you said you was going to do A, B, and C. You only got A and B done. You still got something done. You still got it done. So you said you was going to go to the gym in the morning, but instead of being there for an hour, you could only do 30 minutes. You still got up and you still went to the gym. Even if you wasn't able to go to the gym and you just did a home workout, you stretched, you got up and you did something. That's still an accomplishment. Don't shame yourself or feel bad that you didn't do, you know what I'm saying, what you said you was going to do to a T, or, you know what I'm saying, how you would have expected it. You still got up and you still made progress. How to build connection. foster open communication and belonging. Be open with people. Don't be scared, you know what I'm saying, of being different, or don't be scared of how you feel. Somebody might disagree with what you have to say, or, you know what I'm saying. I have a lot of people in my life who we can agree to disagree. We can agree in some topics, you know what I'm saying, but some topics we can just agree to disagree, and it be no hard feelings. Be open with people. Share your experiences, and make sure you're around people who make you feel seen and heard, you know what I'm saying? And also, as yourself, make sure you make others feel seen and heard. Create a safe space for people to share their experiences of what they've gone through, or their point of view and perceptions, you know, so without judgment. I feel like that's a big key, having that space open for people to share their experiences or their perceptions, how they see things, within no judgment zone. And you can have conversations. It doesn't have to be a debate, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't debate with me about my experience, and I can't debate with you about your experience. Your experience is what you experienced, and my experience is what I experienced. You know what I'm saying? It is no right or wrong answer. And having that open space for no judgment. I can't judge you on your experience, you know what I'm saying? And don't judge me about my experience because, you know, at the end of the day, I don't care. But yeah, how to build character. Align actions with values like honesty and empathy. You want to have good values, and I talked about good values on my TikTok. And I expressed how somebody with good values would leave you feeling more confident, more supportive, you know what I'm saying? They make you feel more fulfilled. If you're around somebody with not so good values or bad values, when you keep it real, if you're around somebody with bad values, you leave that person, and after you finish talking to that person or being around that person, you feel drained. You feel like, man, why was I even talking to them? You don't want to be around them type of people. You know what I'm saying? We call them energy vampires. Is what we were saying. Is what I was saying. You don't want to be around no negative people with negative thoughts, negative energies, any of that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Okay? You want to have a good character. You want to align with values like self-respect, boundaries, you know, high value. You want to be a high value person. What makes me a high value person? I have self-respect. I have boundaries. You know what I'm saying? I'm loving, I'm kind, I'm smart, I'm educated, okay? I'm dependable, which sometimes, you know what I'm saying, that might be because sometimes you can't always be there for other people. You know what I'm saying? You know, I take care of myself. You know, I speak life into others. I know what I bring to the table, you know? How to build contribution. Volunteer or find ways to help others. Whether you're giving back to your community by, which I see a lot of people do these, like on TikTok, they'll drive around, they'll hand out food, or they're giving out like feminine products to like the homeless women or women who need help. And if you can't do that, you don't physically have anything to give, you can volunteer at a food bank, you can volunteer at a kitchen, volunteer to help kids and whatnot, or help the elderly. Me doing my YouTube videos, that's me volunteering and contributing to my community, because I'm speaking life. I feel like I'm speaking life into my community by sharing my experiences as a young black woman, you know. I'm turning 25 this year in 2 weeks. And I feel like my knowledge can definitely help the younger the younger women coming up into their adulthood and into their 20s, it can definitely help, from relationships to friendships to finding yourself and enjoying your life, you know what I'm saying, and how to break free from societal standards and what people think or what they expect from you. Break free from other people's expectations and live your life, okay? You only have one life to live. I'm not saying go out there and be crazy and disrespect yourself and, you know what I'm saying, but value yourself, most definitely. So my contribution is me speaking, me giving, sharing my life experiences with others. You can either learn from it, take some. Even if it only inspires one person, I'm okay with that, you know. How to build coping, or how to cope. Develop stress management techniques. Whether you do a breathing technique, you take 5. But sometimes it takes me, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I have to do a breath work, you know what I'm saying? Somebody might say something to me crazy, and I'd be like, 5, 4, 3. Okay, cool. Sometimes you gotta stop and think before you just say stuff or just snap on folks. Sometimes you really do need to snap on folks, but not all the time. You gotta know when and where. Strategies like journaling. Journaling is a very big one for me. I'm almost actually done with my notebook, and I think when I looked at my first page, it said 2022, something like that. So it's like, in that one notebook, I've been journaling we're in 2025, for about 3 years, and I hadn't finished it yet, which means that I started and it stopped, and then it started again and it stopped. But I feel like I've been pretty consistent this year with journaling, which is why I'm almost done with it. Going outside and grounding, putting your foot in some grass, disconnecting from everything, social media, put the phone down, turn it off, be in touch with your senses, you know what I'm saying? That really helps with, that was my stomach, I'm hungry. I'm about to go eat, y'all. I'm finna hurry up. Something on my phone. Y'all ain't hear that. Even if it's you venting to a friend, that's still a coping strategy as well. But you don't wanna dump too much on your peoples. I'd also be aware of that, you know. What else? I can't think of anything else right now for coping strategies or stress management. I know I have fidget toys sometimes. I have the little pop-it things, or I color, paint, you know what I'm saying? Indulging in your hobbies could be really good stress management, you know what I'm saying? You got things on your mind, you know what I'm saying? You might start to paint or color, do a word search or something, you know. So I got a big old word search over there, 400 pages or something like that. Yeah, I just disconnect, get off my phone. I wouldn't even watch no TV or nothing. Reading, you know what I'm saying? Whatever hobbies you feel like, you know what I'm saying, that you enjoy doing, go do that. And then how to build control. Focus on your decisions and actions. Focus on your decisions and your actions. Don't worry about what nobody else is doing, what anybody else is thinking, whoever else acting, you know what I'm saying, what they did, what they said, what they thought, Focus on your actions. Focus on your decisions. What are you gonna do? What are you thinking? What are you gonna say? Take control. A situation happened, and sometimes you have to sit and think about, you know what I'm saying, how am I gonna move through this? And you make the decision. Don't let nobody. Sometimes y'all gotta stop letting folks make decisions for you, and stop letting folks put these things in your head especially if you know it doesn't align with what you believe in. Yeah. So those were the 7 C's of resilience: competence, confidence, connection, character, contribution, coping, and control. Write it down, take notes, keep it in your mind. And I want to see you be resilient. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear about you being stuck. I want you to drop down in the comments on situations and experiences that you've been resilient in. I want to hear you say that you're resilient, and you're not going to let whatever situation or whatever life throws your way keep you down and keep you feel stuck and stagnant. No, I want to hear you say you're going to keep going. You're going to keep your head up. You're going to go do this. You're going to heal yourself. You're going to heal the others around you. Okay? You're going to live your life. You're going to take control. Okay? And I love you guys. Ooh. Yeah, my stomach keep grumbling. I am starving. So I'm going to go make me some breakfast, even though, dang, it's 1 o'clock. I'm still going to have me some breakfast. I'm going to have brunch this morning. So I love you guys. I'll see y'all in the next YouTube video. Bye.